Good morning, everybody. For everybody who is participating in this conference. At first, I would like to thank the Department of Electrical Engineering. I would like to thank Dr. Pooja Argwal, the Vice President, Arya Group from the main campus in Jaipur. I would like to thank Dr. Arvind Argwal, the president of Arya Group main campus in Jaipur 3. I would like to thank Dr. Himanshu Arora, the principal, Dr. Rajev Yadav, the conference coordinator and professor in CSE in the Area Institute of Engineering and Technology. I would like to thank Mr. Chirag Arora, from the Electrical Engineering Department, Mr. Raj Kumar Kaushik, the convener of the conference, and Mr. Atul Soni, the co-convener of the conference of Electrical Engineering Department in Jaipur, in Rajasthan, India. Thanks for organizing such an amazing conference with this interesting topic. I will start my presentation. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. All right, as you know, I am Professor Dr. Beatriz Lúcia Salvador Bisotto from Brazil, and it will be a great pleasure for me to share some knowledge and new information with you. All right, my presentation is about the signals of change. The essential rather that leaders need to see and size the future. I will give you today's paths. That is how my presentation is going to be. We are going to start with choose the change, making sense of a new reality, learning from the future, what's going on, what does it matter, what to do, plan for a broader range of future possibilities, take a wide, unexplainable strategies. Where is it? What's happening? Just a few ways, and my final considerations. Let's start with the title, Choose to Change. Out of global crisis comes a new world of opportunities. This past year, business models have been reinvented. Supply chains have been restructured. Work that we assumed required being in office has been reimagined. Productivity, we now know, can thrive virtually. Meanwhile, promises of new scientific breakthroughs, from synthetic biology to machine learning, are suddenly realized. In 2020, an AI-developed drug reached clinical trial in just 12 months, compared to the typical 4.5 years. In the process of tackling global challenges that even the most forward-thinking leaders never fathomed, organizations once resistant to change have transformed. 63% of high-growth companies have moved away from focusing on where people physically work and have adopted productivity anywhere, workforce models. How do we capitalize on this new momentum? How do we accelerate the innovation we have tapped? How do we optimize for the new global reality? Making sense of a new reality. As the world recovers from a global pandemic, leaders face an unprecedented challenge to identify what works for a new and evolving today and what will be required to thrive tomorrow. Signals. Long-standing trends like the increasing importance of experiences, greater adoption of cloud, and dramatic changes in buying patterns have been interrupted, accelerated, or reversed during the global COVID-19 pandemic. Long-standing trends like the increasing importance of experiences, great adoption of cloud, as I told before, Now is the time to capitalize on changes and seize the future. Companies stand to benefit from being forward thinking. Accenture research has shown that organizations that invest in sustainability and digital transformation are 2.5 more likely to be among tomorrow's strongest performance businesses. Decision made over the next 12 or 18 months could determine the difference between thriving and struggling to survive in the next 5 years. Businesses' futures are Accenture's structured approach to identify signals of business change that are most critical for organizations to understand in order to shape their successful futures. Let's see the signals that will shape your future. Learning from the future, see change before it happens. Rather than focus on the past for insights, letting organizations use data analytics and artificial intelligence to make decisions and define strategies that anticipate the future. Push to the edge, decentralized decision making. Leaders are responding to change and challenge by pushing decision making authority to people at the edges. Relying on highly networked teams to act with speed and agility. Sustainable purpose. Move from purpose focus to purpose run. Responding to the call for businesses to serve stakeholders broadly, organizations and building sustainability into the fabric or their operations, and making social responsibility sustainable. Supply unbounded, break physical limits or fulfillment to meet growing customer needs for fast, flexible, cost-effective, and sustainable order fulfillment. Companies are restructuring their supply chains and moving production to the point of demand. Real virtualities, redefine reality and place. As virtual environments enhance our physical worlds and redefine our sense of place, innovative organizations create new ways for people to work, consume, and socialize. The new scientific method. Become a scientific company as scientific disruption enables the creation of better, cheaper, and more sustainable products and services. Letting companies will become scientific companies and apply science to tackle the world's fundamental challenges. Learning from the future. Rather than focus on the past for insights, letting organizations use data analytics and artificial intelligence to make decisions and define strategies that better anticipate the future. What's going on? Rapid shifts in the operating environment and people's behavior mean that the historical correlations some analytical models rely on have been challenged. Some organizations are capturing new data sets, including real-time data from inside and outside their organization and from across their value chain that are then processed by new analytic approaches based on artificial intelligence, to allow organizations to rapidly find new patterns in data and better anticipate future decisions. We call this enhanced approach to decision-making learning from the future. China's MY Bank thrives by using artificial intelligence to scrutinize real-time data. The online lender makes collateral-free loans to small and medium-sized enterprises. To guide its lending decisions, MY Bank uses an algorithm with more than 3,000 variables with data drawn from the ecosystem of Ant. This group, MY Bank's parent company, such as the value of an SME's receivables and its customer feedback on the Taobao e-commerce platform that predicts an applicant's credit worthiness. The algorithm also allows MY Bank to make spectacularly fast lending decisions. An application takes less than 3 minutes to submit on a mobile phone and less than 1 second to approve or reject. Why does it matter? Organizations that develop superior forward-looking capabilities create a more expansive view of the risks and opportunities they face. This allows them to make decisions faster and with greater confidence, and to tackle previously intractable challenges, reshaping the future of their own organizations and the communities they serve. Capturing opportunities that would otherwise be unseen. Artificial intelligence to identify potential customers for its product lines. It leverages these insights to form new strategies and product distribution. Learning from the future can open up new growth opportunities, an area companies often struggle to get right. New sources of data and artificial intelligence driven models can be applied across companies' product. The development and sales life cycles to give them greater confidence that they are on the right path to growth. Now, the company uses consumer-driven leading indicators from social media and streaming. Preparing for risks that would otherwise be unexpected. Blue Dot, a Canadian health monitoring company, foresaw the gravity of COVID-19 before most other organizations did. On December 31st of 2019, a week before the World Health Organization released its first report on the virus, the Blue Dot published a warning about COVID-19 and its potentially devastating impact. The company's pre-science has continued throughout the pandemic, allowing users of its platform to be one step ahead of breaking developments. Blue Dot has achieved this by feeding its algorithm with real-time, wide-ranging data from government healthcare sources to airline ticket data, to livestock health reports, to new reports in 65 languages, updated every 15 minutes. Realizing the role IA can play in supporting their survival, businesses are increasingly using similar methods to shape their paths out of and beyond the crisis. Rolls-Royce, for instance, led a cross-industry alliance emergent to pool standard economic travel and retail data with less conventional data to provide insights on the global recovery, including when firms should ramp up investment. Plan for a broader range of future possibilities. To learn from the future, organizations need to be open to considering even the unlikeliest of events. Yet too often, companies are limited by experiences from the past and deep-seated beliefs. They draw on information that is readily accessible and focus on trends within their own industry or geography, but rarely consider the counterintuitive. This leaves companies vulnerable when the unexpected becomes a reality. To better anticipate a range of future possibilities, organizations can take a clean sheet approach to dynamic planning, drawing on inductive AI-driven insights, as well as creative thinking about what the future may hold. Instead of asking, say, What would we do if our servers went down? Firms should ask, what would we do if there were no service at all? Take a wide-angle approach to data use. Because of no one knows what particular pieces of data will ultimately turn out to be important for predicting different events, there is no such thing as valueless data. Make learning from the future a core capability. Organizations that shift from experience-based top-down decision-making to data-driven bottom-up decision-making, where employees augment their judgment and intuition with algorithms, recommendations will excel at learning from the future. Where is it happening? In each of the 18 countries we surveyed, at least 82% of executives said that the ability to learn from the future would be important to their organization's success in the years ahead. High performance in organizations in every region are already applying AI to leading indicators to better predict the future. North America Starbucks. Starbucks' digital flywheel strategy aims to automate many elements of the coffee chain's in-store experience without sacrificing customer satisfaction. It is also used to predict when its Internet of Things, IoT connected espresso machines will need preventative maintenance. The data collected from the machines is in turn used as an input to estimate staffing needs, predicting how many baristas are required and at different points of the day. Europe, the Bank of England. This is another example. In June 2020, Andy Halden, the chief economist at the Bank of England, predicted that the UK economy would recover faster than any other mainstream economic forecaster had predicted. The Bank of England's assessment was based on a set of fast indicators, including data on payments and credit card transactions, ATM withdrawals, mobility, restaurant bookings, and natural language processing of consumer sentiment. We have the AsiaJD.com. In the past year, e-commerce titan JD.com invested heavily in AI models to improve its predictions of shopping patterns, as well as optimize its logistics networks across China. Push it to the edge. Leaders are responding to change and challenge by pushing decision-making authority to people at the edges, relying on highly networked teams to act with speed and agility. Why does it matter? Applying the logic of edge computing to their operating models offers two valuable opportunities for businesses. First, edge computing reduces latency, the time it takes for data to travel between the points of creation and the points of processing by processing data at the point of collection. Second, edge computing saves bandwidth by sending only data that is critical for additional processing to the cloud. Edge organizations can better manage the risks associated with fragmenting markets. Trade is becoming less global and more regional. For example, China's export to 20 of its neighboring countries, for example, increased by 14.7% over the last decade, while exports to North America and Europe declined by 6.4% and 12% respectively. The pandemic has accelerated this trend. While the global trade in services may be headed in the opposite direction, it grew 42% faster than trade in goods in the 5 years prior to the pandemic. It still faces considerable regulatory obstacles, such as proliferating rules on the cross-border flow of data. Edge organizations can respond faster to changing local preferences. During the pandemic, consumer loyalty dynamics have shifted, both in brands and channels, as people tried new products and ways to shop. A survey by Shopify, an e-commerce firm, found that 75% of consumers had tried different online brands. Even before the pandemic, customer preferences were evolving rapidly, outpacking companies' abilities to track, anticipate, and respond. So, what to do? The need for adaptability and speed while remaining cost effective will not end with the pandemic. To keep up, organizations require structures, processes, people, and technology that are themselves built to change. Where is it happening? The shift to edge organizations is most common in the industries and markets have heavily impacted by economic fragmentation and changing consumer tastes. Sustainable purpose. Responding to the call for businesses to serve stakeholders broadly, organizations are building sustainability into the fabric of their operations and making social responsibility sustainable. Why does it matter? Among advocates of an authentic stakeholder-centric purpose, there is growing frustration that many organizations are struggling to hit their targets. Companies that fail to close the intention delivery gap will face an inevitable blowback, while those that succeed will reap the benefits. Now we're going to talk about a South American company that is Natura. Natura and Company is a global cosmetics group, was an early adopter of the triple bottom line, publishing its performance on social and environmental metrics alongside financial performance. Let's talk about supply unbounded. To meet growing customer needs for fast, flexible, cost-effective, and sustainable order fulfillment, companies are restructuring their supply chains and moving production to the point of demand. Real virtualities. As virtual environments enhance our physical worlds, and redefine our sense of place, innovative organizations create new ways for people to work, consume, and socialize. What's going on? The COVID-19 pandemic has forced many everyday interactions online. Working, learning, socializing, shopping, medical appointments, and more. The pandemic has also encouraged experimentation in experiences that have commonly been considered physical. So what to do? Organizations have only scratched the surface of the potential of real virtualities. To make the most of them, organizations can do several things. The new scientific method. As scientific disruption enables the creation of better, cheaper, and more sustainable products and services, leading companies will become scientific companies and apply science to tackle the world's fundamental challenges. We wanted to better understand changes to consumer views toward delivery and the economic impact of overcoming the physical limits of distance with the help of the new technologies. Thank you so much for this invitation. It was a great pleasure to talk in such a good conference like this. I am very happy to be here, and I hope you have liked my speech. And it was very good to share knowledge with you. Thank you. Bye bye.